Hi y'all! So today we're going to be talking about building your cards. This was a video suggestion by Rawr, so thank you. I hope this helps you out. And I'd also like to thank my friend Richter who looked over this and made sure everything made sense. So without further ado, let's talk about cards. The bottom line is that you want bigger numbers for everything because big numbers means big damage. However, there's a lot of ways to get these, so when it feels like you're done leveling up, you probably actually aren't done. So let's start with the very basics when it comes to cards, and then we'll get technical and specific later on. Cards all have several areas where they can grow stronger. You have card level, vignette level, groovification, spell levels, uncapping levels, and buddy levels. Card level is pretty self-explanatory. You can raise your card level by taking history lessons or using any of the Blooming Honey items plus some Thou marks. At some point, you won't be able to raise your card level without uncapping your level. Vignette level at first seems like it can be skipped, but don't. Do not skip on raising vignette levels. By raising them, you'll unlock special side stories for that card, but it's also a requirement for grooving the card. Vignette levels on their own don't change card stats, which is why I think it can get overlooked, but you absolutely need to get these done in order to make your card stronger, so don't ignore it. You can raise these levels by taking flying lessons or by having any of the secret foods and having enough Thou marks. Also, as a side note, when I say secret foods, I mean the items that are like secret smorgasbord and secret snacks. Like, I'm not talking about like a secret item that is unlisted. Just to be very, very clear. So groovification is the first big step towards getting a card to its full potential. It includes a stat boost for attack and HP. In order to groovy a card, you have to reach a certain card level and clear the associated vignette story. It will cost some groovy candies to do so. You also get some nice art too for like the SSRs and the SRs, so I mean, it's not just aesthetic changes, it's also stat raising, it's like a win-win situation, honestly. It's like idolization for School Idol Festival. Each card comes with 2 spells they can do, and raising spell levels makes these attacks stronger. The max spell level is 10, and raising spell levels will sometimes bring special skills or unlock certain skills and cards, which I'll get into in a couple minutes. To raise spell levels, you will need either textbooks, or if it's an event card, some event items. We'll get to that, don't worry. Oh, don't worry on that. You can uncap your cards, which means you can raise the maximum card level limit. If you play Genshin, it's Ascension, basically. Each card can be uncapped a total of 4 times, and each time you uncap, the maximum level the card can reach goes up 5 levels. So it'd be like, for example, SSRs have a base max level of 80. If you uncap it once, the base level goes up to 85. In order to uncap cards, you will need Awakening Perfume or multiple copies of the same card. I would suggest using items for SRs and SSRs and just counting on the gacha for getting copies of our cards. Trust me, ours will uncap very quickly that way. And, you can earn Awakening Perfume for the gacha or buy it in shop, but keep in mind there's 3 kinds of Awakening Perfume, so you can't use the Awakening Perfume R on SRs and SSRs, which sucks because you get a lot of it. I don't know how many times I would have limit broke cards if it was just endless limit breaks. I don't know how many limit breaks my Rs would have gone through by now on JP. I really don't. It would be a lot. Okay, and finally, we have buddy levels. I'm not going to do too much discussion on this because I think it overlaps a little too much with team building. But basically, y'all know when you go to lessons and then there's that little tab on the side of the screen that says daily. Those are the lessons you need to take to raise buddy levels. Buddy levels are stat boosts a card gets while having another character in the same team. You can only raise buddy levels with these lessons, and each day the characters you can train changes, so heads up on that. The stat boosts range from small to big. Twist Gameplay has a buddy bonus calculator that I would really recommend if you want to get more into the nitty-gritty of this, but just know it's stat boosts and they're team-based. So for our first deeper dive, let's look at event cards because they work a little differently. Most of the time. We'll get into it. My first note for them as a whole is sometimes the game will time lock groovying cards, so you can't groovy them before a certain time. When you get an event card, make sure you check, and if you can't, it's usually not a huge wait. It's usually until the end of the event, which can feel like a while. Like, let's be real here, it can feel like a while. And that's where the generalities really end. The event gacha cards work the same as regular cards. Event participation cards, however, work a little differently, and how they differ varies between events, so yay, love that for us. For some event cards, you'll have to earn event items in order to raise spell levels and or purchase special groovy items from Sam's shop. This means you can't use textbooks or groovy candy with these cards, and Like I said, this isn't the same across all events, and some mix and match. For example, the Scary Monsters event cards need the special spooky dress to be groovied, but you can use textbooks on them. And then in some events, this doesn't even apply. MasterChef cards are fine, none of this applies to them. I don't know why they're special, it's probably because you can get them in gacha, but it's something. So if you want the MasterChef cards, then I guess just ignore all this, because, oh my god. I don't know why the team decided to do this like this and make everything so varied, but okay, rant over, we're not getting into it. It's honestly kind of a mess, and when I do event breakdowns in the future, I'll get more specific and talk about requirements for cards, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm not going to go into it today, because it would be kind of long. So for now, just keep this in the back of your mind. So there are 3 rarities of cards: rare, super rare, and super super rare. I just usually call them R, SR, and SSR, as does the game. So Rs are usually the weakest cards, however, you can get through battles with them. Yana Toboso somehow managed to beat the beta version of the episode 1 boss with only rares, which I don't get how she did that, I really don't. That was with the huge difficulty spike, and before balancing even got added to the game, and she was playing the demo version, they gave it to her, and she was just playtesting it, and she somehow managed to beat it with only rare cards. And even the game team was shocked that she managed to beat it. I mean, girl boss behavior, let's be real here, but I don't know how she did that, but the point is, don't despair if you don't have a lot of SRs and SSRs right now. If Yana can do that, you can too. However, that being said, I would personally spend more time and resources into what SRs and SSRs you do have before the rares, but if you have a majority of rares, here you go. Not all is lost. Rs have an initial level limit of 40, so until you uncap it, you can only reach level 40. If you uncap all levels, this will go up to 60. In order to groovy rares, you will have to reach level 20 and read the vignette. It costs 1 groovy candy. SRs have an initial level cap of 60, and after 4 limit breaks, it goes up to 80. To groovy SRs, you will need the card to be at least level 30 and have cleared both parts of the vignette story. It costs 3 groovy candies. SSRs have an initial level cap of 80, and it goes up to 100 after doing all 4 uncapping things. You know what I mean. The requirements are that the SSR card being at least level 40, and all parts of the vignette story cleared. It costs 5 groovy candies. So SSRs have a special thingy-mabobber called Duo Magic. When the SSR's Magic 2 level is at level 5, and there's a certain character in your team, your SSR will get 1 extra attack for whatever the Magic 2 spell is. Each SSR has a different duo partner, but any card of the duo partner will activate the attack thingy. So, for an example, in JP, I have the Malleus birthday card, and the Duo Magic activates when Idia is in my party, and I can use any Idia card that I have to get that special extra attack. If you want to take advantage of Duo Magic, you might want to build cards depending on Duo Magic pairs. That's more team building, so I'm not going to get more into it, but, that's something that you could do. Now that we've gone over everything, I'm sure quite a few of you are needing to lie down for a moment, and honestly, kinda same. There's a lot of things to look at when you're powering up cards, and there's a lot of flexibility in what you can do. Now that I've told you what you need to know, let's talk about where to start. Ultimately, you can start wherever you want to, but here's my suggestion. Start by raising card and vignette levels so you can groovy the card as soon as possible. From there, focus on raising magic levels. Buddy Stat Boost and Duo Magic are great, but I think those are more team-based, and the first priority should be building a card. Teams are important, but you need strong players to make a strong team, you know? Personally, I think uncapping levels should be the very last thing you do. If you're working on rares, it'll happen faster. I guarantee it'll happen faster, especially if you're doing the gacha. But it can take a while to uncap SRs and SSRs, so I would kind of put that at a lower priority than anything else. I wouldn't actively be trying to uncap. For me, it's something that, when it happens, you know? I don't think any of my SSRs are uncapped fully. I think the one that I have the most uncapped-ish is the Union Jacket Malleus birthday card, and that's only at a level 85. So you don't need them to be fully uncapped at all to be good at this game, so I don't personally think it's really that big of a priority. But if you're someone who's very completionist and you want 100% on everything, just know that it's gonna happen sooner or later. It's not the hardest thing to do, but I don't think it's something that you should put all of your energy into. And there you have it. A small but probably bit too thorough guide to making your cards stronger. I really hope this helps, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you want me to make more twist guides, just let me know what you'd like a guide on. I'm planning on doing event guides once events get announced for EN and releasing them closer to when the event happens. But right now, that's kind of it, so if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them. Personal promo time. I stream over on Twitch Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Currently, as of the posting of this video, we're playing through Twist EN for the first time and having fun with that. So if you'd like to come over there, you can find me and I'll put the link to that. If you're not into Twitch at all, I post my archives on this channel, so you're not gonna miss them. So feel free to subscribe if you want to keep up with that. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great time in Twisted Wonderland, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye!